Hey guys, today I have the makeup I am skipping on. I am doing so good on my low buy. I have literally not bought zero, nada, zelp, zitch, anything, nothing, nothing this year. I am so excited that I have been doing so well. I literally have been able to just be like, meh, skip. And so I thought I would do a second video of this for you guys and let you guys know why I skipped on a lot of these new collections. A lot of you guys seem to really enjoy my first video, and I will do different little pictures around here from Trend Mood. And if I find anything in my collection that's similar, or I'll probably just talk about it or show it to you guys. First up is the Odins Eye Cosmetics. They did a collection with Angelica. I'm not sure who she is. It looks like a pretty palette. I have really wanted to try their formulation, but to be honest, I just felt like there was way too many greens in this palette, and I have a lot of palettes that have green. The only duochrome in there that draws me is a duochrome that I feel like every single company does, which is that kind of like blue, like that dark blue green kind of shift that you see there on the bottom of the hand, like the third shade over. And it just, it's just more of the same thing that you basically already have. I feel like you had, like, if you don't have that shade already, you know what I'm talking about, this shade right here? That one, okay. And that's the shade that I'm talking about. I feel like everyone and their mother has basically been drawn to a palette because of that. Even Wet n Wild at one point had done that shade and had done it really well. I feel like that shade has popped up in various palettes. Even Manny MUA has done that palette. He had done it with Makeup Geek. He did it in his Morphe collaboration, if I'm not mistaken. So as you can see there, he did it with his Morphe collaboration. So we've seen this shade pop up. Is it a little bit more pigmented there in the picture with Trend Mood? That would just depend on primer. If you put a little bit of maybe some liquid on the Manny one. But I do have that shade in various formulations, and so I'm not really drawn to it. And likewise with the greens, I could probably pull out like my ColourPop greens. I have a few of the ColourPop, like the Tinkerbell palette, I have a lot of different palettes that have greens that pops in them. So to me, this is definitely a skip. Givenchy came out with pressed powders of their famous loose powders. I've never tried these loose powders, and I have so many powders that I need to go through that to me, this is definitely a skip. But if you've ever tried the Givenchy, is it really worth the hype? Let me know down below. Next up is a Glam Light. They did a collaboration with Hershey's. I thought that the packaging was super cute in the form of a Hershey's Kiss, but is it necessary? No, unless you wanted one specific shade. These were monochrome palettes, and a lot of us already have a lot of monochrome palettes with ColourPop, if you have the monochrome ones with ColourPop. And so to me, this is again a skip unless you are really into Hershey's Kisses and want to pick one up. But to me, just not my jam, not something that I was gonna go for. e.l.f. also came out with a camo powder. It seems very interesting. I was kind of waiting for reviews, but also, like I said previously, I own way too many powders that I'm trying to go through. I actually have a powder in my project pan right now, and it has showed me how difficult it is to pan and use up a powder that I definitely don't need to purchase anymore until I really use up what I have or declutter. A few new foundations also dropped. One Size came out with a Beauty Blur Balm. Makeup Forever came out with a re-promote of their HD foundation. And I think, was it someone else came out with a foundation? Was it Dior? Oh, Dior came out with a concealer for their Backstage. With these, I would definitely say maybe go to Sephora and get a tester and test it out, or a sample and take it home and see if it's for you, if it is something that you're interested in. For me, it's definitely a skip just because of the amount of foundations that I have. The blurring balm kind of formula is usually not for me. It sounds like more of something thicker in consistency. And I am more into a like lighter, thinner, liquidier consistency. And then the HD from Makeup Forever is something that would appeal to me just because it's more of that undetectable, like thinner formula, and it's supposed to be long wearing, but I am just holding out from buying anything new because of my low buy. So even though it is something that appeals to me, I am skipping on it. I did see that there was a Disney collection with Makeup Revolution. I feel like Makeup Revolution has really good brands, like not brands, like what's it called, collaborations, but I feel like their quality of their eyeshadows and their makeup is really not that great. I've tried a few of their eyeshadows and the performance isn't that great, and so even though the packaging is really cute for a lot of their collaborations, I just completely skip on their collaborations because it's not worth it to me to have a palette in my collection if I'm not going to use it, because the quality of the stuff inside is not worth it. Let me know if you've ever had a good experience with any of the Makeup Revolution stuff. Next up we have Hindash. He has very pricey makeup. I feel like his stuff is more geared towards makeup artists who want things that are multifunctional. I just don't gravitate towards any of those products, so to me it's a skip. Next up is Jeffree Star is launching a whole bunch of skincare. I have way too much skincare and have been skipping. I am gravitated towards the under eye cream just because it's very similar to a cream that I used to love from Benefit, which is called Puff Off, but I am going to be waiting for reviews first. Then I saw that Gwen Stefani has a brand with makeup. I feel like a lot of these celebrities and YouTubers, influencers are all launching new brands, but I feel like some people have kind of missed the mark a little bit. And with Gwen, I really wanted to see more oomph to the brand. It was kind of like when Lady Gaga did her brand. I wanted to see more funkiness to the brand. The packaging is very, very cute, but I feel like a lot of it is missing for me. Like I feel like the quad is very boring. The two brown shades in there are very similar. It's like literally one light shade, two very similar brown shades, and a black. I don't know. Other than cute packaging, I just feel like it's very boring to me. It has her signature red, but I'm just like, I just not gravitating towards it at all. Just very simple, not my cup of tea. Other than the packaging, I was expecting a lot more from her, to be honest. The thing that has drawn me the most and I think is very beautiful is this new Natasha Denona palette that is coming out. I wish that she wouldn't do this as a big palette. I don't know if it's going to be the big one or the small one, but this is her new pastel one. This is one that really draws me in because most brands do not know how to make pastel shades. They're very chalky. And looking at the swatches, these look very pigmented. I would definitely have to wait on reviews because of the fact that with Natasha Denona, her formulation isn't always the same across the board. Sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's bad. But if those pastels were to be really pigmented, really nice, to blend out beautifully, I think that this could definitely be a palette that would make me to be on the things that I would buy this year because of how gorgeous it is. Those are shades that I don't have in my collection as far as pastels go, because each and every time that I've tried to own pastels, I always end up decluttering them because of that, because it's something that you either have to build and build and build to try to get it to be pigmented, or you literally get no pigmentation whatsoever, and then I get tired of having the palette and then end up decluttering it. So hopefully this palette just is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I really am gravitated towards it, but I will definitely wait. Let's see if that will make me break my low buy that has literally become a no buy this year. ColourPop did these double-ended pencils, which I did not care for at all. And then the last thing was that, which I was so upset about, was freaking Star Wars with ColourPop. I am a huge Star Wars fan, and I was just underwhelmed by this color story. I know that they tried, but I just feel like something was missing. Like I wanted more oomph to it, and I don't know if it's just me, but usually even if it's just for the packaging, I'm a ride or die. Like I love ColourPop's formula. I'm like, okay, I'll get it. And this is the first time that even if it had Darth Vader on it, I was like, yeah, I'm not getting it. Just not. I just know it's just gonna die in a drawer and not get any use from it. I feel like it really missed the mark for me. I just was not gravitating toward it. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts on it. And the other thing that really gravitated, that I feel that I really want to purchase is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Sunscreen. This has an SPF of 50. I'm all about taking care of my skin, especially with SPF. And so I was going to buy this, but then I realized that I had an SPF that I really needed to use up. So once I use that one up, I will be getting the Glow Recipe one for my face. And I really enjoy Glow Recipe's formulation for skincare. This just looks absolutely amazing. It just seems like it has a really great formulation, not only for skincare, but for sun care as well. So I think that and the Natasha Denona are the only two things that are like literally on my list. Other than that, I feel like everything else that has come out, I've literally just been like, skip, not interested. Everything that I see on here is just meh. A lot of powders, just like people just reformulating stuff or making stuff to try to just literally sell it. I know that Estee Lauder made a powder of the like double wear, so they can add that into their double wear family. And because people already love the original double wear, I feel like people are going to buy the powder just to see if it's as good as the original foundation. You know, you just fall for that kind of hype when you're into makeup, and then they come out, like if you love the foundation, then they come out like, I love the Dior Face and Body, so it's kind of tempting now that they came out with the concealer, because you're like, is it as good as the foundation, you know? And then if they come out with a powder with the same name, you're like, is it as good as that, you know? So it's kind of like a marketing ploy to name it the same and to try to make it similar to the formulation. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Was there any of these that you have the same opinion on, or are you skipping on them as well? And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe down below. I know my channel has definitely taken a different kind of direction. I have seen it in my views and also in my little paycheck from YouTube, but I'm okay with that because I don't live off of this, so it is what it is. Anyways, thank you for those who are sticking around and are watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.